Hey, part 2. Still me, still here, still Battle Royale. This time with 10% more pizzazz. Bringing you back to the Battle Eternal, but this time with the nitty-gritty. How to play. First off, your kit contains all of the equipment you'll ever need to prove your superior knowledge in strategy and domination. It contains one game board, one d6 die, 6 notepads, 6 pencils, more than 6 player pieces, and a mountain of cards. Secondly, choose your game mode. Battle Eternal can be played in 3 different ways. Remember, Bronze Barrage 1v1 is good, Silvery Second is 2v2, and the Golden Goal is 3v3. Choose your allegiance. Pick either light or dark. Both have team-specific heroes and cards to pick from. Remember, keep those teams even. All is fair in love and war. Heroes are the vessels in which your divine battle takes place. Choose from a menagerie of different characters. Light team may include Healer Trinity Yamuna, Priestess Classy Chapel, and Paladin Solomon Saintsford. Dark team may contain heroes such as Alchemist Damian Henlock, Vampire Vlad Ikersbron, and Professional Assassin Absinthe. To determine the order. Each player will roll the dice with their own teams to determine the order. The results in a system where the highest goes first and the lowest last. For example, using my good friends the Lords of Darkness, Balthazar rolled a 4, Lucifer rolled a 2, and Abaddon the Lucky Gun rolled a 6. This would mean that the order would see Abaddon go first, Balthazar next, and Lucifer at the end. Sorry, Dark One. The player with the highest number from the Light team will then roll against Abaddon the Dark, which would then indicate which team would start. Setting up the equipment is easy. Remember, find a good place to play, sort and shuffle the cards into the specific piles, determine the order and get your adventure started. Core gameplay time. The indicated starting player will then roll the dice again to determine their movement down the corresponding team's road. They are allowed to pick any tile, as long as it uses some or all of the player's movement. For example, Abaddon, our player and fantastic overlord, has rolled a 5. Abaddon can move up to 5 spaces in any direction except backwards from their starting position. This means they could move 1 square or move the full 5, as long as they was not backwards. Slimming season is still around the corner, so Abaddon or any other hero cannot share a tile. If they cannot move to any other space, they miss that aspect of their turn. Abaddon may land on a tile with a specific symbol. This will allow them to pick up one of these cards from a corresponding pile. Cards include Sabotage, Operations, Weapon, and Armor. Sabotage cards focus on delay, damage, and annoyance. They are there to make your enemies and some of your friends know that you mean business. You can use Sabotage anywhere on the board, which extends to the road and battle arena as well. Operation cards focus on bartering, support, and dominance. Use these cards to provide team buffs, hinder plans, and deal consistent damage. Use operations anywhere, on the road, and battle arena. Weapon cards are an extension of your divine wrath. Use them to deal great damage to your foes. These cards are split into light, dark, and are only available to use in the battle arena. Armor cards are your potions and shields against the onslaught of fierce battle. These cards ensure that health is healed and defenses are bolstered. Armor cards are also split into light and dark and can only be used in the battle arena. Players can only use 1 card per turn when travelling the road, and only 2 cards per turn in the battle arena. After the player, or our benevolent Lord Abaddon, has collected their card, their next player from the opposing team takes their go. For example, Abaddon went first, so now player 1 of the light side goes next, then our glorious Balthazar. The cycle continues until they make their way back to the centre. This is named Battle Arena. The first player to reach the centre will activate the zone function. This will damage all players minus 20 HP per turn if they remain outside the battle arena. The player, for example our Abaddon, will receive a 50 HP bonus for triggering the zone. Players must think hard about their strategy. Will they get to the centre fast to gain the needed HP buff, or will they gather more cards to use later on? Once all players are inside the arena, it will lock down for 3 turns starting with the last in. Players cannot leave the arena once they have entered. The battle arena will look like this, with 3 players enclosed in a squared off arena. All cards are able to be used, but weapons must be used on the tile next to the target. Run or fight. After the 3rd attack round, players will line up on the opposite team's starting area and continue on down the opposite road, collecting the enemy team's card. Opposing faction cards occur a 50% minus in effectiveness if used by an opposite player. If a specialist ability is present with no number, the player must roll over a 3 for the ability to succeed. An example of this can be seen below. If a light player had picked out Reaper Scythe, which does 50 damage, they could only use it to achieve 25. The cycle will continue. The end game. Once one team is victorious and all members of the opposing side are eliminated, the kill leader or player with the most kills or damage done will be able to choose to switch sides. This opens up the game for a penultimate victor and allows for the use of other factions' cards without the negative effect. Salvage, strategize, survive. This has been Battle Eternal.